The main complaint against the state of Israel and its behavior is that it's an apartheid state towards the Arabs that live here. And this is something that you can accuse only the Jews that live here in Israel with, not the Jews that live in the diaspora. And this is actually the main anti-Israeli argument. This is something that I don't understand, because the Arabs, they are equal citizens, besides those territories that they call them the occupied territories. But the Arabs that live inside the state of Israel, they have a passport, an ID card, they vote, they have equal rights. Education, work, medical care, for everyone. Okay, maybe here, inside the state of Israel, but our attitude as a conqueror. So, we're saying, please, let's not conquer, let's find a solution. I don't want to get into the political details. It's not about that. We are ready to stop the conquering. If this is how they define it, I agree, conquering. But we can't leave this area, because tomorrow the Hamas will be sitting there with all of their missiles, and the next day we won't exist. This is clear. Let's not get into the different details of the Israeli-Palestinian dispute. As you said, were the UN to vote on it, everyone would be glad to get rid of the state of Israel. What's your argument? Because the state of Israel are a racist country, and so on and so forth. Because of our attitude towards the Palestinians. And this is where the anti-Israelism comes from. Not anti-Semitism or anything else. How do you look at these things from a broader perspective? Is the hatred towards the Israeli politics a new creature that was born in the last decades? Or is it connected to that historical hatred that's been accompanying us for generations? Both exist. So, if both exist, and there's anti-Israelism because of our policy, then there will be those who say, let's change our policy and everything's going to be great. We're willing. Will it happen? I don't know. Depends on the other side. We want just one thing, for there to be no arms there. I'm not talking about the other side. I'm talking about the world's attitude towards us. The world doesn't want to understand it. They say, you're conquerors. That's it. Leave. And suppose we leave. Suppose we leave, how will the world treat Israel tomorrow? We can see how it worked out with our neighbors. So things are going to turn out bad. Yeah? I'm asking about the world. How will they treat us? The world would treat us with regular anti-Semitism, not wanting to hear our arguments. Were we to leave and give them a country, and so on, would the anti-Israelism stop? Yes. And then what would we be left with? We wouldn't be left, because we'd have a security problem. Of course. None of us would be left here. I understand the world's short-sightedness. They don't want to see anything which is for the benefit of the Jews, and this is why they say what they say. They don't understand that the Arab side doesn't want any change in the current status quo. They don't want it. They're getting billions, they're dividing it amongst them, and they're well off. Why doesn't the world want to see anything that's for the benefit of the Jews? Because the Jews hold the method of connection, that the world is suffering only because of the lack of connection, and so it follows that the world is suffering because of the Jews that are not carrying out their role. Because to begin with, we got the method of connection from Abraham in order to later on realize it in the world, to be light unto the nations. And what does that have to do with anti-Israelism? Who's the State of Israel? The State of Israel are those Jews that have to show the world the method of connection, that the State of Israel has to set an example for the rest of the world to show how it's possible to build a nation and a state by the method of connection in a good and nice way. And what do we excel in? In developing different gadgets, medicine. No one takes that into consideration. So were we to give the Palestinians everything that they want, everything that the world wants us to give them, would the State of Israel be in the place that the world subconsciously wants to see them in? No, this isn't what the world is expecting of you. What they're expecting of you is the method of connection, for you to realize it on yourself and to show everyone an example, which is called light unto the nations, and so that everyone can come to you and learn how to do it and implement it on themselves. So suppose we were to give them everything that they want. Forget about the Palestinians, forget about politics, forget about anti-Semitism abroad and wherever. It's not important. What is important? For the people of Israel to unite, for us to publicize it, and so that everyone will understand that by this we reach a general solution. So you're saying that what we have to actually give the world is an example of how can a country or a nation be connected? How can the world become an integrally connected global village? For all of us to be connected as one family. The Torah talks about it. Nature is pushing us in that direction. This is the future of the world, and we have to realize it. So what should Israel do for anti-Israelism to come to an end? To give an example of the good, nice, and warm connection between all of those Jews that are the representatives of the 70 nations of the world, for them to connect, and then the entire world will start connecting. But isn't it racist that only the Jews should start connecting? Why? Because it's only between the Jews. No, because we're the representatives of the 70 nations of the world, of the entire world, that if we'll do it, it'll spread on to them too, and they'll be able to also realize it. What does a connected world feel like? Like one family. All of the nations, everyone as one. And this ideal picture, is it supposed to come true, or is it just a vision? Nature is pushing us towards that because it's a part of nature's plan. In a good way, in a bad way, we have to come to that. And it has to happen. We're living in the times of realization. Last question, Dr. Leitman. What can make this anti against us go away? Nothing. Only this. Nothing else will help. You try different things in history, nothing will help. Only to realize this. It exists in nature, and therefore this is the only thing that can erase anti-Semitism altogether and help the world become a family.